The Corpus Christi City Council will get an update tomorrow on a letter of objection regarding the Port Authority's plan for a desal facility on Harbor Island. As we reported, the Environmental Protection Agency delivered that letter Thursday to the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality. In the letter, the EPA says that the water discharge permit issued in December is not a final permit and violates the Clean Water Act. The letter also states that until the TCEQ addresses the EPA's concerns, the permit is considered a draft. The City Council will also get an update on lake levels and drought conditions tomorrow. Corpus Christi residents have been under Stage 1 mandatory drought restrictions since June 14th of last year. Under those restrictions, you can only use an irrigation system once a week, and that day is on your trash collection day. You can only water before 10 in the morning and after 6 in the evening. And if you don't follow the city's drought restrictions, you could be fined up to $500 for each violation. The latest front heading our way will bring us some rain, apparently. Chief Meteorologist Dale Nelson joins us in the studio. And Dale, how much rain are we actually expecting?
Not very much. In a few spots, yeah, it'll be nice and welcome by all, but other areas will not see much of anything in the rainfall department because of the way it's going to line up with the storm track just to our north. The heavier rain will be just to our north. Beeville could see close to an inch, as with Rockport and Refugio, northern counties. But here in Corpus Christi and south and west of Highway 37 or Interstate 37, not expecting a lot. Let's take a look at it here on the future tracker. And again, you can see some light showers overnight. Here's a line of storms about 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon ahead of our vigorous Pacific front. And again, it kind of stops right about Corpus Christi at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon and then pushes off to the east. So we're going to be right on the edge of this here in town, but our watershed is not really going to see much at all in the way of rain. And again, last year we had a huge amount of rain in August, and we still released the water. So that's why we're in a tough situation as far as our water supply goes, because technically we're not in a drought here in most of the coastal bend, but this area of yellow is starting to close in on us as we've only had 1/3 of an inch of rain in the last 8 weeks here. But our water supply continues to dwindle. Every time we try to get ahead rainfall-wise, we release the water, and now we're stuck at 42.6% and going down. And I'm going to tell you, if we don't see some big rain soon, this is going to be a problem, because a year ago it was 10% higher than it is now. So water restrictions, yeah, they're going to be piling on before long. I'll tell you more in the forecast in a few minutes right here.
We have continuing coverage of the weekend mass shooting in Monterey Park, California. An 11th victim has died. The shooting happened at a dance studio in a predominantly Asian community. 10 people died at the scene and 10 were injured when a 72-year-old man opened fire in the dance studio Saturday night. 20 minutes later, witnesses say the same man showed up at a second dance hall where he was confronted by a 26-year-old man. He shared details on Good Morning America.
I needed to get the weapon away from him. I needed to take this weapon, disarm him, or else everybody would have died.
The gunman was found dead inside a van Sunday afternoon. He died from a self-inflicted gunshot. The exact motive for the shooting is still under investigation, but law enforcement officials say it appeared to be personal. Jury selection was held today in the trial of former Central Texas police officer charged with second-degree manslaughter. The charge stems from a traffic stop in the city of Temple back in December of 2019 that left 28-year-old Michael Dean. A former police officer Carmen DeCruz and other Temple officers had chased Dean after he fled from an attempted traffic stop for speeding. And when the chase ended, Dean was shot by DeCruz as the officer reached into Dean's car to grab his keys. And President Biden is facing mounting criticism for his handling of classified documents after the FBI found more during a 13-hour search of his Wilmington, Delaware home on Friday. Alice Barr has the latest from Washington.
Pressing questions today about how government secrets are secured after the bombshell weekend announcement that the FBI found more classified documents at President Biden's Delaware home during a 13-hour search on Friday. The unprecedented search of a sitting president's home was voluntary, according to the White House, not the result of a warrant.
The president and his lawyers offered up access, unprecedented access, I should add, to every single room of the president's personal home.
President Biden's personal lawyer describing the latest discovery as, quote, 6 items consisting of documents with classification markings and surrounding materials. We don't know what those items are, nor how many documents the president's personal lawyers uncovered in 4 instances since November at his home and former private office. Lawmakers in both parties calling for accountability.
It is a real problem that these documents are somewhere they shouldn't be. We need the Intelligence Committee to do an assessment, just as I urged with the documents in Mar-a-Lago.
I think any premise where the president has spent any amount of time needs to be searched.
The classified material the FBI uncovered dates back to Mr. Biden's time as vice president and as senator. Current senators question how those sensitive papers made it out of secure areas.
They always ask, are you clean when you walk out? Yeah. They want to make sure you're not carrying anything out.
President Biden insisting he's cooperating fully with the investigation, saying last week there's nothing there and he has no regrets. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
The White House says it will cooperate with what it's calling legitimate oversight requests. That's after House Republicans asked for information on records regarding President Biden's handling of classified documents. Coming up, Ticketmaster has been catching a lot of heat because of last year's Taylor Swift ticket sale meltdown. Now members of Congress want some answers.
You're watching Chris 6 News at 6.
After an online ticket sales meltdown involving Taylor Swift fans, Congress this week will take up the issue with a hearing set for tomorrow. The hearing will look into concerns from ticket buyers that Ticketmaster has become too large and could be engaging in anti-competitive behavior. Joe St. George has a look at what changes are expected to be brought up.
Music. If you love it, you'll love it. Whether it's just the saxophone or an entire band, music is great everywhere, but it's especially great to listen to live. And while you can buy some paper tickets still in person at a local box office like to the symphony, the reality nowadays is that most ticket buying is happening online, with Ticketmaster being perhaps your most frequent destination. And that's where Congress says there may be a problem. Tuesday, a congressional hearing will dive into whether Ticketmaster has too much influence, and it's a direct result of recent issues involving Taylor Swift's upcoming tour, where many fans experienced significant service failures and delays.
They have a lot of power.
They are estimated to have about 70% market share.
To better understand the issue, we scheduled a Zoom with Serona Elton and Carolyn Sloan. Both study and teach about the music industry and economics. They say fans should know Tuesday's hearing isn't about upset Swifties. It's about Ticketmaster's business model, which involves more than just selling tickets. You see, its parent company is Live Nation, a business that, yes, is involved in ticket sales, including original and secondary sales, but it's a company that also owns and operates venues. It additionally promotes and manages tours. The Senate Judiciary Committee will dive into whether all that influence is anti-competitive, and did a lack of competition ultimately make the issues involving Taylor Swift's fans inevitable?
That's something we'd worry about in industries that are less competitive because they're not keeping up with investments, because they're not pushed to do that to keep up with competitors.
One other area that's expected to be brought up on Capitol Hill Tuesday will be Ticketmaster's influence on pricing. While artists ultimately set prices, Ticketmaster influences fees and does business in the secondary market. Some countries like Ireland in recent years have set limits on how much tickets can be resold for.
I do think that there maybe is an opportunity for more regulation of the secondary ticket market. I think transparency, would go a long way, perhaps.
Both experts agree that what Ticketmaster does every day shouldn't be overlooked. It's not easy to sell so many tickets. And they also agree that one hearing is unlikely to change much. A separate Department of Justice investigation that is ongoing into Ticketmaster may end up changing more. Joe St. George, Scripps News, Washington.
All right, well, today started out a lot more cloudy than yesterday, and our temperatures were held down into the 60s due to the loss of sunshine. But what in the world's going on tomorrow with a Pacific cold front? I'll let you know coming up next.
Now, your Chris 6 weather forecast.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Well, a lot of clouds in the coastal bend today. We started with some sunshine this morning, but sure clouded up quickly. And those clouds held our temperatures up a little bit last night at 53, but still chilly, and 65 with the wind coming in off the bay today. A little bit rough and below normal for this time of the year, as is our rainfall, an inch below normal. Our weather headlines: scattered showers and a thunderstorm tomorrow. In the morning, ending by early afternoon, where strong winds will be ahead of and behind our cold front, behind it creating a high fire danger because of low humidity, along with those winds here tomorrow evening and into Wednesday. Colder nights expected behind our front with cooler days, and that's Tuesday night through Thursday night. 61 right now, and east wind at 21 miles an hour. Our temperatures here won't drop a whole lot more, although we do have 50s from Rockport to Beeville to Three Rivers, and 60s elsewhere. And here are those winds out of the east, but they're going to turn a little bit overnight to more of a southeasterly direction by daybreak, and that'll put a floor under our temperatures. So we'll actually see the lows happen before midnight, and then temperatures will be steady or slowly rising because of this turn to the southeast. Unfortunately, the winds are going to keep turning or clocking to the south in the morning ahead of our front. So the only opportunity we have for rain is if the outflow from some of these thunderstorms upstream causes enough instability to generate a storm or two. But this is the wrong direction for the winds to turn in order for us to get the maximum instability and the best shot at showers here. Behind the front tomorrow afternoon, westerly to northwesterly winds will gust to about 40 miles an hour. Northerly winds here on Wednesday morning will add a huge wind chill to the air. And then the winds will finally lay here by Wednesday evening, making for nice weather, but another cold night. Peak wind gusts, again, overnight are going to be in the upper 20s to 30s, but mid-morning tomorrow we'll see wind gusts near 40 miles an hour from the south, and then once the front goes through, we'll see wind gusts between 35 and 40 miles an hour, elevating the fire danger. Some moisture in the area, but not a lot. This is the system that's wrapping up here out to the west, and there it is coming in hot and low latitude compared to the previous one so far this winter, but that's still going to pass us to the north. And so although we're in the warm air sector, we're not in the most instability, which will be to the right of the low, which will be into southeast Texas here in this shade of, I want to say, orange to red. I'm not real good with colors, but that's the enhanced version. That's not in the coastal bend. And then slight to marginal risk in the northeastern half of the coastal bend in the Chris 6 viewing area, but that barely comes to Corpus Christi, and that's the way the rain is going to line up. Here is the weather alerts, and again, you got gale warnings out for the waters behind this front, and high fire danger behind it as well tomorrow afternoon and evening. So a few showers in the morning. That yellow area is in our northern counties there. That pushes off to the east by 5 o'clock with snow up in North Texas. And here it is with the showers there in the morning. Again, scattered about. And here's this line of storms coming in right here. And it stops right about Corpus Christi. North and east, you bet, be ready for it. But south and west, I don't think so. And again, that's just the way it's going to pan out. We're right on the border here, so 37 north, look out for it. Not so much south and west. 76 tomorrow, 39 and 66 Wednesday, 38 and 62 Thursday. Our next shot at showers, Michelle, will be next Sunday beyond tomorrow morning. So a little bit of rain in the area, but it's not going to be widespread or likely.
Man, but we do need it. And I saw how there's such a big change in the morning. It's cooler, and then it gets to the 60s. That's crazy.
A third of an inch of rain in 8 weeks.
Yeah, wow. Well, thank you so much, Dale.
Okay.
All right, still ahead, one of the city's oldest elementary school is closing its doors for good this summer. We'll tell you which school it is and what's in store for the students.
You're watching